The next clone bake thing review is here. Let's check it out. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jay from Maji and Jay. Today, finally, as promised, I'm bringing to you guys the review video of the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 replica. This is the quad-core model with the MTK6582. I got it through the website Dhgate.com. The seller was iBaby888, and I have to say that this is a quite nice replica, but we know that they usually have their pros and cons, and this one has a few cons to it, but nothing terrible. I mean, nothing to where it is not useful. You can still use it as a smartphone. You can still make phone calls, use the browser, playing some great games on it, and so on. Now, before I continue with the review, I would like to tell you as to why this phone is cracked here from this side. You guys can see that there is a hairline crack running all across it. It's because this morning I was rushing a little bit to work. You know that I work for the post office, so I had to wake up very, very early, and it was a little bit late for me. I was in a rush, and then all of a sudden I dropped the keys on top of the device, which was laying on the kitchen counter, and then this happened, guys. This was very, very sad because I knew I was going to bring the review today. You know, I usually prepare my devices. I leave them charging overnight, and sometimes I do it in the kitchen, and this happened this morning, but at least it's working and I am able to continue with the review. So here we go. And now, as always, let's go ahead and take a look around the device. The first thing we're going to have in the front is a true 5.5-inch display. It is a 5-point multi-touch screen, and it has a resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels. It is IPS OGS, but the glass is not going to be anything special. It's just going to be a standard glass. It's not going to use the Corning Gorilla Glass number 4 or anything like that. So you guys can tell it's very weak. By just dropping some keys on top of it, it already cracked. Now, also, this is a 5.5-inch. It's not a real 5.7-inch like the original device, and you can notice that here between the gap of the screen itself and also the home key. Also, by the edges, it's going to have a little bit more bezels. The original looks almost like a bezel-less device. This is something to notice before you guys buy this phone. Now, I did compare it with an original one, and body-wise, it's exactly the same. As a matter of fact, you guys can fit up cases or any accessories from the original product. On the top, you can see there already, we got the Samsung logo, we got the ear speaker, the proximity and light sensor. We also have a motion sensor where the gestures are going to work great. We can see how sensitive it is. And right now, I would say I'm about almost 2.5 inches away from the screen. Also, it works from top to bottom. Let me see if I can actually show you that. Top to bottom is not really accurate, but it does work when it wants to. Also, we got on the top a true 2-megapixel sensor camera, and then on the left hand side we're going to find a notification LED light. Getting a look towards the bottom side of the phone, we're going to see here we have the menu key. Also, we got the home key and the back key. All of them work as intended. This device is going to fake as having the Android 5.0.1 or the 5.1, which is the Lollipop, but that's not going to be the case on this replica. It's running actually the KitKat 4.4.2. Now here, let's go ahead and take a look around the frame. We can see that yes, it is a metallic frame, and again, guys, it has the exact same measurements as the original. I already saw it. I have a friend that has the exact same phone. As a matter of fact, we work together. It's actually the supervisor at the post office, and the other day I fixed the lens on the back because he accidentally dropped it and cracked the lens, so he asked me for the favor. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the comparison because he needed the phone as soon as possible, so for that reason I don't have it here, but trust me, guys, it has the exact same measurements, and that's very neat. So here we can see that yes, we had the volume rockers up and down. On the top, you're going to find the SIM card tray. Now, this is going to be the nano size, and again, it's the same size as the original. Let me go ahead and remove it here so that way you guys can take a look at it. The popper doesn't really work great inside, so sometimes you have to play with it a little bit before you can get it out. But there you guys can see that I was able to, and yes, it is the nano size, as you can see right there. Also, this time you don't have the IR blaster. This was definitely a downer for the Note 5, and that's one of the reasons as to I didn't get it as well, other than the size. Also, we got there the fake secondary microphone. On the right hand side, we see here the power key, and again the metallic frame. Then on the bottom we find the charging port. This is the regular micro. We got the 3.5mm headphone jack, the loudspeaker, the main microphone, and also the S Pen. Getting a look at the S Pen, this is not going to be like the original product. It's not going to pop out if you press it in. You have to stick your nail on the side. That's the only difference from the original. But once you do, everything for the most part works pretty well, guys. You can also edit the applications that you want on here. As you guys can see, I added the messages, contacts, and also phone. So if you go here into the settings, then you click on this little gear on the bottom. It's going to allow you to change the icons. So right now, if I go here in shortcuts, we can see that we can add whatever we want. We can add up to 3 of them, but you can choose between regular applications, also games that we have downloaded and such. So this is a very nice touch by the Chinese. I think it's pretty cool. Also, we got here the action memo. We have smart select. We have screen right, and so on. Smart select is basically a snapshot of whatever you guys are viewing. Also, we got other stuff on here. We got action memo itself, which is basically a notepad where you can write notes and stuff like that. It's very accurate, as you guys can see. So for this, having the MTK6582, I think it's performing quite well when it comes to the stylus. Now, even though it does have a clicker on the side, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to activate it. So possibly in the near future, we're going to get a replica that actually works. But I will have to say, guys, that for this to be the second replica with the MTK6582, I also got the model with the 72, which is basically the same body. It's actually quite neat. I do like it a lot. And now, guys, with that being said about the stylus, the next thing we're going to talk here is about the camera. The camera on this device is going to be a true 8 megapixel sensor on the back. On the front, we have a true 2 megapixel sensor. And if I forgot to mention it, on the back, yes, we see here the camera. We also got the fake heart rate monitor. We have the LED flash, the Samsung logo, nothing too special or crazy around here. But yes, the camera is not the strongest aspect about this device. I would say that mostly the operating system is actually quite smooth on it. But yes, I have tested it, and now we're going to go and check the video. Let me know what you guys think about this camera. Again, we're going to be testing the rear facing camera and also the front facing camera. Hey, what's up everybody, this is Jay, and right now we are testing the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 replica camera. This is the version with the MTK6582. It has a true 8 megapixel sensor camera. The recording is not that great. I believe the microphone is pretty decent, but now on this tree we can see how many dark areas we have, and this is not how it looks in real life. It's actually very nice and bright today here in Florida. It's about 4 p.m. so it is still quite sunny. Also, judging by this video, we can tell that it doesn't have optical image stabilization. So yes, guys, in this particular replica we're getting what we're paying for. It's very affordable, and that's one of the reasons why the camera is not the best aspect of it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and test the 2 megapixel front facing camera. And now we got here the 2 megapixel front facing camera of the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 replica. Once again, this is the model with the MTK6582, as I was mentioning earlier. The front facing camera, guys, is truly poor. It's not what you're going to expect. The recording quality is not that great. The selfies neither. I would say the photo quality looks a little bit too grainy. The colors are not realistic whatsoever. They are very, very dark. And judging by this video, we can see how choppy the recording is right now. So don't count on the front facing camera for important stuff, I would say. Just use it as a toy in this particular case. Alrighty, guys, and there we have it for the camera test. Here, let's go ahead and open the UI, and we can see that yes, it is the basic Chinese UI for cameras, at least on replicas. The front-facing camera is an absolute joke. I didn't like the quality at all. It was very, very crappy. It's one of the worst cameras on a replica that I've seen in quite a long time. The back camera is okay. I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy like 4K or 2K, whatever you guys want to call it, but it's going to do its job for at least basic recording if you want to use it for that purpose. But yes, here we have the UI. On the top, you got some settings that we can change on here, and here is where we can tell that this has the Android, the KitKat 4.4.2. So let's go all the way to the bottom here. We can see that right now it's faking it to be a 60 megapixel sensor camera, but in fact it's going to be only 8. Also, the front facing camera, actually let me go back here, let me switch the camera so that you guys can see that even from here the quality of the front facing camera is not that great. We can see how choppy it is, guys. it takes quite a while to focus. Now for selfies, is going to do better than recording, I would say, in my personal experience. But here, let's go ahead and check the quality of the front-facing camera, and right now it's going to fake it to be a 5 megapixel sensor camera, but again, that's absolutely fake. It's not going to be realistic. So yes guys, the result, a little bit about the camera. Again, it's the same thing that we saw in the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, so nothing has changed on that aspect. Also, the GPS impressively works very nicely. It's very strong. I didn't have any issues whatsoever, and the great news is that we don't need to root it or hack it or do anything to it in order to get it working. On the road, it was behaving very well. I got a signal locked very fast, and even from inside of the house, you guys might be impressed on how well it's doing. Let me go ahead and open here the application GPS test, and here we're going to find it. Right now it's logging 10 satellites. Considering that this is a replica, it's actually doing quite well. And then if you guys give it about, I would say 15 up to 20 seconds, it's going to start locking faster and faster. So here we can see that right now it's improving by the second. So the accuracy is getting better and better. And you can see guys that yes, it is working. We have a GPS and GPS only. It's not going to have GLONASS or any of those great features. So yes, at least the GPS is working fine on this replica, and that's something that a lot of you guys are looking forward to. It came pre-installed with a lot of the Google applications. We got here the Play Store. Let me go back here. Actually, I opened it already. So here we have the Play Store. Everything's very fast. Also lately I changed my router because the other one, it was giving me some problems and whatnot. So now the speed of the Wi-Fi is a lot faster on any device around the house. Also, we got here some other Google stuff. We find their Google search, we got maps, we have Gmail, and that's about it. I believe I have downloaded here YouTube. This is only for demonstration purposes, so that way you guys can see that it is working, but it doesn't come with the device. You have to download it directly from the Play Store yourself. So let's go here into my videos. And now here we're going to find the latest one, which is about the Yumi Hammer S. I'm really in love with that device. It's working great.
Introducing the free Kindle reading app. Don't just kill time. Spend it doing something you enjoy.
The loudspeaker is also super loud and clear. These are definitely great aspects about this device. At least the speaker, the Wi-Fi, the GPS is all working great. Something that I truly like about YouTube, and I'm using it as a tool to confirm whether or not a device has a true 720p display or not, is that it lets you know exactly up to how much quality it can go to. Right now here we can see that we can only play back in 720p, and that's because yes, we have a true 1280 by 720 pixel resolution screen. If you try it on other devices that fake to have 720p and it's actually a 360p or a 480p, it would not go above that. And that's very neat about YouTube, guys. This is one of the tools that I use. I know it's not the most reliable one, and I'm not telling you guys to use it as a tool, but yes, it's a good way to tell very fast whether or not a device is going to have a true 720p, 1080p, or whatever the case may be. And that's very cool. So there we have it for YouTube, and also the testing of the loudspeaker, which I think it is very cool. The next thing we're going to complete here is a Bluetooth test. Here I have my humongous speaker. As you guys know, this is one of my favorite speakers when it comes to replicas. There we go. Right now it has turned on. And what we're going to do next, like always, is go directly here into settings. We're going to connect to it, and then we're going to check out whether or not the Bluetooth is working on this particular replica. I haven't connected to it yet. Once again, guys, on the top there, I think we saw the green LED light. I believe it also goes on red. It goes on blue and green itself. So here we can see that yes, it read it. It was actually quite fast as I was speaking. So the Bluetooth is also going to be perfect.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
So the Bluetooth, like I was saying, is going to be perfect on this replica as well. Let's go here directly into the audio settings. For that, we have to go here to audio profiles. We go to settings, and now we can play the actual ringtone. Let's get at it, guys. responsive. That's a lot of bass. Okay, we have now turned off the speaker. Now we are testing the loudspeaker on the bottom. I'm not sure if you guys agree, but I think it's actually pretty loud, and that's one of the aspects that I also like about this device. The only downside about the phone is the battery. The battery is a major issue. I believe that inside here we're not going to have something more than 1400 milliamps. It's very bad, and maybe also the system is running some bugs itself and it's causing the battery to drain very fast. When I started this video, I was almost full in battery. You guys can see how much I have now, and that was only with some basic testing around. We checked the camera, we checked the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, and navigating throughout the system and checking some stuff on here. The battery is not going to last you as much as you guys may think, so just keep that in mind. Other than that, it is a well-performing replica. I mean, I don't have a lot of complaints about it. Keep in mind, guys, that when I complete reviews, I'm not comparing this to other flagship devices like the original iPhone 6s. I'm not going to compare it with the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge original. That's going to be ridiculous. I'm talking about price-wise, and considering that this is a replica, I'm telling you guys how good it is. But again, it's not going to be better than the original in any way. And now, guys, with that being said, I have downloaded some applications into the phone and also some games. Let me show you here what I have. I have Osmo 8. I also have Modern Combat 5. I have Riptide GP2, and everything is handling well on this device, even though it is the MTK 6582 model. It's actually quite impressive. The system is not lagging whatsoever, even after completing multitask. Like, let's say you start playing a game, then you close it, open the other game, and then continue doing so. It's going to behave quite well. Also, the device is a 5-point multi-touch screen, like I mentioned earlier, and here we're going to test it. Right now I have 5 fingers on the screen, and we can see that yes, everything is working fine. So yes, this is a true 5-point multi-touch screen, and it hasn't been faked in any single way. Also, we got here the Antutu benchmark test. I'm not sure if I got a score already. I think it was about 14,000. Actually, it was 17,361. Let's go here into rankings. We can see that this device is going to rank just below the Samsung Galaxy Note 4 according to this. Let's go here into info. Here we're going to see that the brand is claiming it to be the Samsung, the model the N9200, the Android 5.1.1, but we know that's already fake. The CPU is not going to be quad core. It's not going to have the Adreno. It's going to be the Mali 400. Also, we got there the resolution is also fake. This is only a 720p display, so a lot of the information here, guys, has been altered. Also, we're not going to have the 32 gigabytes of internal storage, unfortunately. The RAM is only 1 gigabyte. Let's go ahead and continue scrolling down here. We're going to see the camera. Once again, guys, this is all fake. The operating system, you can see there that it is the true Android KitKat 4.4.2, as I told you guys earlier. Then finally, here we have some of the sensors supported, and like always, I believe I have downloaded this application. It's called Android Sensor Box. Let's go ahead and open it. Let's go back once, and these are all the sensors that we got. We got quite a few for this phone to be so cheap, and that's very neat as well. Now, the next thing we're going to complete here is a game test, and also I'll be opening some applications around the system. That way you guys can get familiarized with it in case you have any questions. Here we go. Alrighty guys, and now that we have completed the testing of the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 replica, let's go ahead and measure how hot this device is, and that was after playing games. We can see that right now it's about 107. This is the worst case that I've seen in a very long time. So yes, the phone does heat up very badly on the back, especially in this side where the processor is located on the motherboard, I'm assuming. If you go a little bit below, it goes down to 98 degrees. If you go up again, it goes up to 105 degrees. If you go a little bit above that, around this area, it's about 105 degrees. So yes, the phone is heating up a little bit. I guess that's normal. Maybe the motherboard is very close to the glass. Also glass with your hand tends to heat up a little bit, but yes, it is heating guys, and it's actually noticeable. Talking about the web here, let's go ahead and test now the browser. Right now we are connected to the Wi-Fi, but we know that on Wi-Fi everything works great. So what we're going to do is go ahead and turn off the Wi-Fi, and here we have the H+ connectivity. So let's go directly into the browser, and let's go ahead and open here, let's say youtube.com, and let's see if that's going to open here. Yes, the keyboard is a little bit funny sometimes, but it does work. So here we have YouTube, and that's only with the H+ connectivity. It's actually quite fast. I think that's great. Also we got here eBay. Let's go ahead and open it. These are websites that require a significant amount of data in order to work properly. So now let's go ahead and try another one. Let's say here Dhgate.com. Let's see how fast that is going to open. There we saw it guys. Once again, let's try here. Let me see another one. Let's say oh my god, GearBest. There's so many that sometimes I can't remember. GearBest.com. So that way we have even further testings on the browser, and you guys can convince yourself that the browser is actually pretty good. It's pretty fast. Let's see here. GearBest is taking a little bit longer than usual, but yes, it loaded. Also we got the zooming option. Everything is great. We can see how smooth the browser is. So on that I don't have any complaints whatsoever. The last thing we're going to complete here is a phone call test as usual. So let's go ahead and dial 611. And by the way, this is how the dialer looks. It's very similar to the original product. And now we have dialed 611.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Let's get started. Oprime 2 para español.
Alrighty guys, and right now we are testing the ear speaker. Let me get it closer here to the microphone.
Spot 2. For voicemail tips and resetting your password. 3. For warranty and insurance claims for your device. 4.
So the ear speaker quality is actually quite decent, but now I do have to admit that sometimes if the other party that you're speaking with is too loud, the speaker is going to be a little bit scratchy for some reason. It's going to sound like it was blown, but it doesn't happen all the time. It only happens if you're speaking with a person that has a higher end device like a Samsung device or an iPhone. Then you're going to experience that little scratchy noise on the ear speaker. Well guys, I think that with that being said, we have completed the review today. As always, you guys know the drill. If you do have any questions, please don't forget to comment below. My personal opinion about this device is that if you're looking for something cheap, if you're looking for something to just brag around and just say that you have a Samsung Galaxy Note 5, then yes, go ahead and purchase it. This is not a performance device, even though I was able to download many applications on here, judging by the battery, which right now I'm going to give you an update. It has been another 5 minutes or so, and you guys saw earlier that it had about 60%, and right now it dropped down to 50%. So yes, this is not a performance device. This is only for some basic calls. If you guys don't use it a lot, maybe to text and do things like that, it's going to be great. Also make sure that you guys protect it, because the glass is very poor on these devices or any other replica out there. They're not going to use high quality items for such a low price. Just keep that in mind. It makes sense. So just stay tuned for other devices out there guys. There's probably another model of the same one coming with a true 5.7-inch display, and also the MTK6752. That is very possible, especially with the Note 5 being so popular out there. So yes, that has completed the video. Like always, if you guys do have any questions, again, comment below. Please like the video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.